Hello everyone, I am Swetha from 3rd year Bcom General B section. Welcome to the marathon of book reading in the name of Search the Roots. I am here to share my experience about a book named Tell Me Your Dreams, published on 1998, written by Sidney Sheldon. Sidney Sheldon was an American writer, director, and producer born on 11th February 1917. Sheldon was prominent in the 1930s, first working on Broadway plays and then in motion pictures, notably writing the successful comedy The Bachelor and the Bobby Soxer 1947, which earned him an Oscar in 1948. His 80 novels have sold over 300 million copies in 51 languages. Sheldon is consistently cited as one of the top 10 best-selling fiction writers of all time. Sheldon was died on January 30, 2007. The saying goes, if you want a novel you simply cannot put down, go down to Sheldon. Let's begin. Tell Me Your Dreams is a 1998 psychological thriller which revolves around three beautiful young women who works in the same firm and are suspected of committing a series of brutal murders, making one of the most bizarre murder trials of the century. The story starts with Ashley Patterson, who is a computer whiz and is convinced that someone is stalking her. She is shy, lonely, and share not so good relationship with her famous heart surgeon father. Her co-workers, Toni Prescott, is a strong, brave lady who spends her time on internet dating. Alec Peters is an aspiring artist who is quiet and spends her weekends in church. Their life goes on like this until there is a search going for a serial killer who brutally murders men across country, and this woman got linked to the investigations. Then the interesting trials, which was based on real cases, begins, which makes the story more engrossed. The climax makes you horrified and realistic. The book with each page keeps you more intrigued to know what next. Although in present time we can easily connect to the theme as it has been used in many shows, movies, but back then when the book was published 1998, this book must have stunned the readers. I felt as if I was watching a thriller movie. It was so well. Let's begin the story. The main characters of the book are Ashley Patterson, an introverted workaholic, her co-workers Toni Prescott, an outgoing singer and a dancer, shy artist Alec Peters, and Ashley's father, Dr. Stephen Patterson. The three women do not get along very well because of their dissimilar nature. Toni and Alec generally maintain a friendship, with Alec a calming influence, but Toni dislikes Ashley and criticizes her harshly. All three have issues with their mothers, having told them they had never amount to anything. Ashley fears that someone is following her. She finds her house lights turned on when she returns from work, her personal effects in disarray, and someone has written "You will die" on her mirror with the lipstick. She thinks someone's broken into her house. She requests a police escort, but the next morning, the police officer assigned to this duty is found dead in her apartment. Two other murders have already taken place with an identical pattern. All the murdered men have been tied and were having sex before being murdered. Evidence points to the same being involved in all three cases. When a gift from one of the murdered men to Tony is found among Ashley's things, she is identified as a killer and arrested. At this point, it is revealed that the three women or three selves of a woman suffering from multiple personality disorder (MPD). Ashley's father persuades an attorney friend, David Singer, to represent Ashley. The second half of the novel deals with trial, complete with endless squabbling between opposing psychiatrists as to whether or not MPD is real. Finally, when David introduces Tony, the violent alter of Ashley, the court is convinced that Ashley is innocent. Ashley is committed to an insane asylum and in the course of therapy is introduced to her two alters and relieves the horrific events that shattered in her mind. She was abused during her childhood and this made her develop a strong hatred towards men. In the asylum, Ashley is treated for MPD by Dr. Gilbert and Dr. Otto Lewis. Gilbert falls for her and during her crisis he too feels her pain and wants to comfort her. It is revealed that her father, Dr. Stephen, was the one who abused her, causing her to develop dissociative identity disorder, resulting in the creation of the alter Tony, and becomes a thing of her mother's detest. While living in Italy during her teenage years, she was once again abused by her father, leading to the creation of Alet. The structuring of both alters is very interesting. The first alter represents her struggle and fear as a helpless child without maturity, and Tony develops into a protective one and becomes murderous when encountered with similar condition, while the second alter, Alet, represents her feeling of the shame and pain of being breached, thus developing into a soul of console exhibiting warmth and motherly love who has a good rapport with Ashley. However, Tony is enraged when she learns that the woman her father is about to marry has a 3-year-old daughter and is afraid that the girl would suffer the same fate she had. Dr. Gilbert drains anger out of Tony by showing the news every day, making Tony softer with each passing day. This softer side of Tony is only a friend to show Dr. Gilbert she has finally accepted everything so she and Alec can get out of the asylum to kill her father, who is staying in the Hamptons for Christmas. Soon, Dr. Gilbert realizes her and releases that she is cured from the asylum. In the end, Ashley is shown to be traveling on a train to the Hamptons where her father is staying when Tony suddenly shows up to kill him. Tony in the last part of the novel. There could have been a terrible ending for her, but this was the happy ending she had prayed for. I am on my way at last. And as the train headed towards the Hamptons, she began to sing softly. I am happy that first book I read from the author was this one, and now keen to read more from his collection. I enjoyed reading this psychological thriller and recommend this book to all book lovers. Happy reading! Book reading increases your vocabulary, reduce stress, may even help you live longer, improve your focus, improve your communication. The more you read, the more things you will know. The more you learn, the more places you will go. Keep reading. It is one of the most marvelous adventure that anyone can have. Thank you.